YouTube, what is going on? Throne and Liberty has been having a lot of huge problems right now with their guild system and with the server transferring. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with what's going on right now, a lot of the early access guilds were able to transfer into the non-early access servers, bring in a ton of items that were impossible to get unless you were on the early access servers. They were able to then sell them and make thousands in Lucent by selling items that nobody else was able to obtain. Now, other than that, that was the first drama. We also have a second huge problem that was happening, and that is now that all of those players have transferred onto another server, they've all made a huge alliance with each other, and now doing PvP world events has become almost impossible because those players are about 5 days ahead of everybody else, has way more Lucent because they were able to sell the higher gear, and they're just way farther ahead of everyone else. Does that mean that the game is going to be dead and there's nothing we can do about it? Well, I'm here to tell you that I think the game will be fine, guys. I understand that there's a lot of problems going on with the game right now with the guild system, but we are still only a month into the game. This game's been out about a year in Korea, so I'm sure the same situation has happened over there, and they were able to get through it, and the game is still alive and well over there. Now, I think a lot of the frustrations of this whole guilds taking over the Abyss contract dungeons and all that stuff is just a little bit blown out of proportion, just a bit. I think the world bosses being controlled by some guilds is a bigger problem, but there's a few posts that I've been seeing on Reddit. I just want to go ahead and show you guys this one right here. The situation that will lead to the end of the game. Seriously, it shows that there's a few members of a guild locking down the new Abyss dungeon that was just recently released and not allowing anyone through the doors. Now, while that might sound like a huge problem, what you need to remember is that while those guys are standing there killing you, they're not farming anything, right? And also, since they're just standing there not doing anything for 30 minutes, let me remind you that they can only PvP you there while it's nighttime. So they can only have 30 minutes to PvP you. Now, I get if you only have a couple hours that you can play the game and you start playing during nighttime, that really sucks. But there's plenty of other things that you guys could be doing in the game during nighttime that's 100% safe for you guys to do. For example, you guys can be doing your contracts. You guys can head on over, I can't see it in this screen, but you guys can go ahead and collect your little resistance contracts. You can do 5 of those at a time. You get 10 a day. That'll take you about 15 minutes per set of 5. By the time you're done with all 10 of those, you can start heading back over there. If you're done a little early, go ahead and hop into a co-op dungeon. That'll take you another 15 to 30 minutes, and then nighttime will be over. So you can make good use of your time while those guys are just standing there wasting theirs, and you'll be able to slowly build up that gap. Now, another thing that I wanted to go over is, are the devs going to do anything about this? Are they just going to completely ignore that this problem is happening right now with the guilds all making massive alliances? Well, actually, they have kind of made a little statement on this previously, about 2 weeks ago. I'll post it down in the comments below. But we have actually had an Amazon game employee interview with Canon, and about 19 minutes into the video, they ask the question, will there be server merges in the game at a set date? And the Amazon game employee actually replies and says that they don't have a set date exactly for the days of the server merges. It's not a like, after 5 months we'll merge all the servers. It's more on a case-by-case basis. So if one of the servers, I'm not sure about how all the other servers are going, but like, for example, my server right now, we've got like a few mega alliances with the top guilds, but we also have a few mega alliances with the guilds that are right underneath them, so it's having a little bit of a pushback. The devs might be okay with that kind of competition. However, if another server is just like, the top 6 guilds are all just not fighting each other, locking down the world boss and keeping everyone out, then I believe that they actually will get to the point of doing a server merge. Now again, remember, we're only a month into the game, guys. I don't think they're going to be merging any servers so quickly, but do keep in mind that that is something that they've actually already addressed and have been open to willingly do. So don't be thinking it's all doom and gloom. there is still some positives. I know everyone wants to think negatively in a PvP type of game because that's what kind of happens. It is what it is, but just know things could get better. Just be patient with them. And remember, we're still early on. We can go ahead and farm up some gear our own ways. Now, let's go ahead and go over some things that you can be doing, for example, during the nighttime or during those guild raids in order to keep you guys catching up with the competition. Now, the first and maybe biggest thing that I don't know if all of you guys know about, even you small guilds with only like 30 people in it, you guys can be doing this. If you see where I'm at right now, I'm actually in my guild base. Why am I in my guild base? It's because I want to show you guys about the guild raids. This is exactly how I've been making all of my money and catching up, and same with a lot of my guild members. We've all been getting very strong from these guild raids right here. What we do is we just go ahead and go into here. What is this? This is a private instance only for your guild. So those people with 70 guild members are actually going to have a less chance of getting good gear compared to a smaller guild. So if you have a small tight-knit group of like 30 friends, yeah, not all of you guys are going to get your drops on the first day or the second week. But if you look on the bottom right here, we were able to get 7 world boss drops all to our own, 100% guaranteed. So for example, if we were looking for the Talus right here, if we were trying to get that staff right here, we would go ahead and kill this as a guild. If your tank or whoever got the staff, then if you guys are hopefully are in a tight-knit group, you guys can then sell that staff or give that staff to your guild member. This is a game that I'm really enjoying because of this type of situation where it's a tight-knit community. You guys gotta talk it out and be like, okay, we got this staff. Does anyone in the guild need it? No? Okay, then either sell it as a group or give it to the person so that person can sell it and then power himself up. So each guild is a little bit different on that, and it really promotes a lot of talking in games, which is something that I really enjoy about this game, as opposed to something like Final Fantasy where you're kind of just doing a story on your own. This game is all about the community and all about the guilds. Now, other than that, what else can we be doing? Well, if you go ahead and remember, right over here, we have the little timer that says when will the nighttime end and when will the nighttime begin. If you look up on the top, it actually says nighttime will begin in 1 hour and 18 minutes. That means the Abyss contracts will be dangerous in about 1 hour and 18 minutes. So if you're planning on doing an Abyss contract, know you have about an hour and 18 minutes to do it. But if you're about to start farming, you make a group and like 10 minutes later, it says it's about to be nighttime. Maybe that's a bad time to do it. Maybe go do something else because it's going to be a PvP zone and then you know you're going to die and all that stuff's going to happen again. But those are just some of the examples of things that you guys can be doing. And remember, we also have public world bosses that are peaceful that you guys can be going to. So if you want to, you could 100% avoid all of the PvP in this game. Of course, you're not going to have the top tier gear. You're not going to be the strongest in the server compared to the guild who's camping the best boss and not letting anyone in it. For example, if they wanted to camp Malachar, nobody would be able to kill that boss. But that's just going to be how it is in this game. I recommend trying to find a nice tight-knit guild and start communicating with them and doing these fun events. And hopefully, remember, if you guys can't beat them, I guess, you do have until the 15th, which is about one more day, to server transfer if it's really, really that bad and you hate your server that much. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little more optimistic and not so negative about the outlook of the game. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.